Oh my god, why? Clearly Mattel hasn't had enough sucking off the Fast and Furious franchise, because we're back at it again, because clearly all the sets they made weren't enough. Neither were those god-awful tuned cars they made. I thought that was the worst it could possibly get. But fuck me, they sent it to space with this one, didn't they? Now don't get me wrong, them reusing a lot of the Fast and Furious franchise to make lots of castings, whether it be the premiums, the 5-packs, maybe even some of the more questionable ones, I don't think they're that bad. At least they are a real collectible car. These NFTs are not. But there is a catch, and it's the reason I'm making this video, because Mattel have made up a sinister way of parting you with your beloved money, which I will get to in a minute. Alright, let's read it. Fuel Oh no. Unbreakable bonds and high-octane adventure drive the Fast and Furious saga. We're celebrating the return of this cinematic phenomenon. Yeah, I'm not sure that's what I'd call it, with the virtual collectible feature drop, including awesome digital replicas from across the series. When you say replicas, you mean image replicas. What's a feature drop? Well, you might be wondering. Basically, Mattel have come up with another genius way to get more out of your money. Sorry, to steal more of your money. So that rather scammy way of getting you to part with your money is they are making real versions of these NFT cars, which sounds cool in principle, but really it's more of a gambling game than anything else. What is a feature drop then? Well, apparently a feature drop focuses on a single theme, so in this case, the Fast and Furious franchise, because the new films come out recently. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people that are fan of car films, I think a lot of them can agree, the Fast and Furious franchise went downhill, and I can't help but feel like Mattel Creations is following them off the cliff.
Is that right? What?
But if there is actually a real car, what is so bad about it? Well, let's read this. You will need to collect all 19 digital cars to get the lone physical redeemable car in the set. So that's their crafty little way of getting you to spend your money, because these are some of the rarest Hot Wheels cars they are producing, and to us collectors, we want the rare stuff, we want all of the cars. And they have made a very, very tasty looking car here. Oh, just look at that Honda S2000. Do you want it? Do you want it? Well, you're going to have to gamble for it. And you're going to have to gamble a lot of money. But oh man, that car is sweet. And I can say myself, I was very tempted by this. I really would like this car in my collection. But I think I have finally managed to talk myself out of buying one of these. Like, literally, even I, the hypocrite saying all this, was trying to figure out how I could make some extra cash and could do a bit more work or find some way of purchasing these. But let's face it, I don't have the disposable income to gamble on things like this. I just can't do it. And unfortunately, I have to face that I can't buy it, which is pretty gutting. Which understandably makes me even more salty. So what's in the pack? There are 4 different rarities in this feature drop. The distribution of rarities within each pack is shown below. So per pack you'll get 3 commons, 2 uncommons, up to 1 rare, and up to 1 super rare. So the rare and super rare you may not get at all. So there's apparently 19 cars to get a full set. So going by what that says, I'm assuming there's 7 cars in a pack, which is what it's been before. So if we take that number 7, and if you were a incredibly lucky bastard and you got every single car to get the full 19, you would still end up buying 3 packs. And considering the packs come in at $20 a piece, Mattel has easily robbed you of $60. Now, if you lucked out this well, that super rare car is definitely worth the price. The reality is, it could take you 3 packs, it could take you 20, you may not just get it at all. And to rub even more salt in the wound on this one, unlike the last few packs where you had some redeemables, such as the super treasure hunts and the premiums, now you have 1. Just 1. And you don't just randomly luck out and get it. Even if you're lucky enough to unlock this NFT, you've then got to collect all the other 19. So if you thought, oh, I'll just buy 1 pack, maybe I'll luck out, see what happens, you know, won't be too much of a gamble. Nah, no, you got to spend more money. I mean, come on Mattel, you're taking the piss with this one. This was something new and interesting. Mattel actually now have their own marketplace as such, which could be quite cool. So I went over and checked it out, and straight away, entered in Hot Wheels Series 5, went to Rarity and typed in Rare, and lo and behold, there's a car I actually have in my collection, and it's worth 1.5 flow. Now what the fuck is flow, you might be asking, and I asked the same question, so I googled it. I then come to a calculator and found that 1 flow is worth about $0.7 US. So then I decided to go and have a look at some of the ultra rares. Now, as far as I'm aware, these cars are still redeemable, and they are the redeemable cars because these are the treasure hunts, and these ones are priced at 700 flow. Also, if you go on them, I found out you actually get a price there. But yeah, so these are worth about $540. That is a lot of money for a single Hot Wheels car, but these are, of course, the really rare treasure hunts that you can actually get the real physical car of. So this is what I mean. It's a huge induced rarity. They don't have to make these cars that rare. They could make them just like any other Hot Wheels Redline Club car or any other premium, but they have induced the rarity through this gambling game to up the prices. And really, the only people profiting from this are Mattel themselves or the lucky few that actually get the cars. Like, this is the cheapest Porsche 918 Spider currently. That is insanely expensive. This site is actually kind of cool in its own way, but I still really just don't get it. The redeemable cars actually do have value, but that's because they're just ridiculously rare for no reason. But all the other cars that are non-redeemable are completely valueless. There's no point in them even being on the site. And even if you did trade them for ones you like, I still don't see the point, because you're trading literally nothing for nothing. It's like buying money for money. At the end of the day, I don't even know if you can switch it into real currency. Now, I know nothing about crypto, so anyone that's in the know, if you want to let me know, drop something down in the comment section. That would be absolutely great. I would put down the argument that flow or crypto is really unreliable. It always fluctuates, goes up and down and all that. But I feel like that argument's invalid nowadays because our own main form of currency also does this. Especially with the cost of living we've had over here recently, it really does actually put it in perspective how flimsy the real currency can be. But I guess for now, I'll just continue with it at face value that it is a gambling game for the select few items that are actually worth anything. The rest of the site just seems redundant, but the fact they've actually made a little marketplace like this so you can actually buy the rare cars and then redeem them does seem kind of cool. But the prices are just extortionate, and I can only imagine how much the prices for the S2000s are going to be, because there's only one. So what are my final takes on all this? Now, I know full well I don't have to buy into these NFTs. In fact, none of us do. But I can't help but feel left out, that I'm missing out on some of these awesome rare castings. And it makes me really upset, because I don't want my Hot Wheels hobby to turn into a gambling addiction. I find it hard enough to stay away from gambling or car competitions as it is. I also find it sad to see them spending the time on these awesome cars that are locked behind this gambling paywall. It is 100% a corporate decision. They are not doing this for us collectors. They know full well the NFTs do not hold any value except for the redeemables. Why they can't just make some more awesome Redline Club cars and sell them at the usual price, or even just at a higher price than normal, why they can't do that and just make more people happy, I don't know. It's 100% a decision just for them to make some extra money from basically being able to sell you literally nothing, because they're just gifts. The only way to stop them doing this is for the NFTs to not be bought. Unfortunately though, this won't be the case, because people will try for the rare cars, people enjoy gambling, it's well known to be addictive, and even the last Series 5 NFTs sold out very quickly. I've had an idea as to how this could actually be a little bit better. Perhaps instead of it just being a few redeemable cars, maybe every car is redeemable, but they're all in different rarities. So you just start off with a baseline model that's basically a mainline, so the value of them will only be a regular mainline value. And then you start leveling up. So you get your rares, which maybe have a holographic card art, maybe some extra tampos on the cars, maybe holographic tampos. Then you can level up further with Spectraflame paint, Real Rider tyres, etc, etc, and it can go on to the point where you get to your Hot Wheels treasure hunts, and then your exclusives that will be a really premium vehicle with a really nice card design, along with this virtual marketplace to trade them first. So you get a time period to say, oh, I didn't like this one, I wanted that one, but if someone else wanted to trade with you or exchange in flow or whatever, so even still keeping the crypto aspect in there, they'd be able to trade before the redeemable date. Everyone get the cars they want, and then the redeem date comes, you get your token, and then you get the real cars sent to you in the post. Yes, I know this is more money for Mattel to produce these cars, but that would just show they actually care about the collector, which, let's face it, we all know they don't. They're a big corporation, they're just there to make money. It's a business. And I think that's the biggest gripe I have with all of this, is the fact you can spend the money to literally get nothing. You get some gifts, because my last NFT pack was that. I just got some gifts, and they are literally useless to me. I can't put them in the marketplace. I get literally no money. They just sit there. They're just a thing that kind of burdens me. And I just think, oh, I spent 20 quid on these gifts. So there we have it. I've managed to ramble on for a bloody long time. Again, I don't fully hate these because it does interest me. I like the little marketplace. I like the idea of having the rare collectibles. But I'm thinking if it was more like Pokemon cards, where you get the holos, reverse holos, and the full arts, if they did that with Hot Wheels, so you had the holographic cards, maybe a full art card of the car that looks nicer, and then you get the different types of wheels, Spectraflame, you know, what I said earlier, I feel like that could be a really cool thing. But yeah, that's just my take on all of this. I have many questions for you, the viewers, and if you'd like to answer them in the comments down below, that would be awesome. I love reading your stuff. So, are you going to be buying these NFTs yourself, the Fast and Furious ones? What do you think of them as a whole? What do you think of my ideas? And do you have any better ideas yourself for how they could improve these? And yeah, what's your thoughts on crypto? Do you know much about it? Be sure to let me know down below. Again, I don't know how I've rambled on this long, but thank you so much for watching if you've got to this point. If you are into all this NFT stuff and you're going to be buying some packs, I wish you the best of luck in that. Remember to gamble responsibly. Gambling should always be fun. And yeah, I hope you're doing well. Good luck in your peg hunts and RLC stuff and all that. And I shall see you in the next video.